This is the Shark Matrix Clean. I've been using this for a while now, so I figured I'd share some thoughts in this video. I wanted a robot vacuum mainly because of pet hair, dust, and the little stuff that always shows up on the floor, even after I feel like I just cleaned. I have hard floors, rugs, and some carpeted spots, so I was curious if this would actually handle mixed surfaces without needing constant help. Setup was pretty simple, but there was one annoying part. It only works with 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. My phone was on the 5 GHz network at the time, so pairing took longer than it should have. I had to switch my phone over and try again before the Shark Clean app would connect properly. Once it was connected, I let it map the home. The LiDAR mapping worked pretty well for me. It moved around carefully and built a usable map after the Explorer run. I did notice it helps to have the floors clear before mapping. If there are shoes, cords, or random stuff lying around, it can affect how clean the map feels later. The vacuum itself is not huge. It has a low enough profile to get under some furniture, though not everything. It fits under my sofa edges and a few cabinets, but anything with very low clearance is still out of reach. The top has the raised LiDAR sensor, so that adds a little height. The self-empty base is one of the main reasons I wanted this model. I did not want to empty a tiny bin every day. The base holds a lot of debris, and in normal use, I can go a long time without touching it. Shark says up to 60 days, and I can see that being realistic depending on the home. With pets, it may fill faster, but it still saves a lot of small daily chores. The base is bagless, which I like. I have used robot vacuums where the dock needs special bags, and that gets old. With this one, I just empty the container when it gets full. It is not completely dust-free when emptying, but it is easy enough. The cleaning performance has been good for my daily use. On hard floors, it picks up dust, crumbs, pet hair, and small debris without much trouble. On rugs and carpet, it does better than I expected, especially with pet hair. It leaves those clear vacuum lines sometimes, which is a nice sign that it is actually making contact and not just rolling around. The matrix cleaning pattern is noticeable. It does not just wander randomly. It moves in a more planned pattern and can make multiple passes over an area. I find that helpful in spots where pet hair builds up, like around rugs, the hallway, and near furniture. It also moves between floor types pretty well. Mine goes from hard floor to rug without getting stuck most of the time. I have one thicker rug where it slows down a bit, but it still climbs onto it. It has not been pulling up the rug corners too badly, which was something I was worried about. The suction is strong enough for normal home messes. I would not say it replaces a full-size vacuum for every job, especially if the carpet needs a heavy clean. But for keeping floors under control during the week, it does the job. I still use a regular vacuum sometimes, just not as often. Pet hair is where this has helped me the most. I can run it more often without thinking about it. The house feels less dusty, and the hair does not pile up as quickly. The brushroll handles regular pet hair pretty well. Long human hair is a different story. It does not completely avoid tangles. Hair can still wrap around the ends of the brushroll, near the axle. I check it every so often and clean it out. It is not hard, but it is still something I have to do. The biggest thing I learned is that this robot does not avoid small objects very well. It can detect walls and furniture, but cords, socks, small toys, and rug tassels can still be a problem. If I leave a phone charger on the floor, there is a good chance it will try to eat it. So before I run it, I usually do a quick pickup. The self-emptying process is loud. That is probably the most noticeable downside in daily use. When it docks and empties the bin, it sounds like a small shop vacuum for a short time. It does not last long, but it is loud enough that I would not run it late at night if people are sleeping. Battery life has been fine, but not amazing. In a larger home, it may need to recharge before finishing everything. The good part is that it can go back to the dock, charge, and continue the cleaning job. That works, but it does make the full cleaning take longer. The app is useful, but it is also the part one trusts the least. I can start cleanings, choose rooms, set schedules, and use the map. When it works, it is convenient. But I have had moments where it lagged, showed the vacuum offline, or took a while to respond. I have also seen people complain about map issues, and I understand why. The schedule options feel a little limited compared to some other robot vacuums I have used or seen. I wish it had better control for multiple cleaning times in a day. I also wish the live tracking inside the app was clearer. Sometimes I want to know exactly where it is and what it has already cleaned. Voice control is there if you use Alexa or Google Assistant. I tried it a few times, and it worked for basic commands. I still mostly use the app or the buttons because that feels more direct to me. Compared to cheaper robot vacuums I have used, this one navigates better and cleans in a more organized way. The self-empty dock also makes a big difference if you run it often. Compared to some more expensive robot vacuums, it is missing stronger object avoidance and a smoother app experience. So it sits in the middle for me. Good hardware, helpful dock, but not the smartest with small clutter. One concern I had before buying was whether it would be too much maintenance. It is less work than a regular robot vacuum without a dock, but it is not zero work. I still empty the base, clean the filters, check the brush roll, and clear hair from the ends. If a piece of debris gets stuck in the flap on the robot bin, the base may not empty it correctly. That happened to me once with a small piece of kibble, and clearing it fixed the issue. Another thing to know is that this makes the most sense for a single floor setup. If you have multiple floors, the lack of strong multi-map support may bother you. I would not buy it expecting it to manage a complicated multi-level home without some manual effort. I think this is a good fit if you have pets, mostly clear floors, and you want help keeping up with daily dust and hair. It is also good if you do not want to empty the robot every time it runs. The bagless base is practical, and that is one of the reasons I still like using it. I would be more cautious if your floors usually have cords, small toys, or clothing lying around. This vacuum can get caught on that kind of stuff. I would also be cautious if you are sensitive to noise, because the self-empty cycle is not quiet. For me, the Shark Matrix Clean has been useful. It does not replace every kind of cleaning, and the app could be better. But it does reduce the amount of floor cleaning I have to do during the week. I like it most when I run it regularly and keep the floors clear enough for it to move around. If you are looking at this mainly for pet hair and general daily cleaning, I think it is worth considering. Just go in knowing that you still need to do a little maintenance, and you may have to deal with some app quirks. If you have questions about anything I did not cover, leave them in the comments, and I'll try to answer based on my own use. You can view detailed information about the Shark Matrix Clean in the comment section. Thank you for watching.